Guys, welcome to another video. So today I took a left turn on the roundabout right before Kotor, and let me show you why this hidden gem shouldn't be missed. So guys, today we are at one of the most beautiful places here in Kotor Bay, and it's called Prcanj, or it was called Prcanj back in the day when Venetian Republic ruled this area. So Prcanj is a true hidden gem of Kotor Bay, as it is mostly overlooked because of the Kotor, which is just 5 kilometers away from here. This place used to be center of trade, maritime and culture back in the day, in the 15th, 16th, 17th and even in the 18th century. Prcanj used to be a municipality on its own in the 17th and the 18th century, and it was that significant for Venetian Republic, as it was actually handling the mail which was coming from the east, from Istanbul. And Prcanj seamen and the ship captains were so skilled in navigating the ships around this area, and they were basically sailing faster from here to Venice than government ships from Venice. So when they showed such skills, Venetian Republic gave them the authority to handle pretty much all the mail which was coming from the east, and then it was forwarded from here by the sea all the way to Venice. As I mentioned, guys, Prcanj is mostly overlooked because Kotor is much more famous, but definitely take that left turn on the roundabout, as there is so much to see, and discover such old palaces right here in Prcanj, and enjoy the rich history, the heritage, and also there are some really cool boutique hotels and restaurants to enjoy. Guys, so Prcanj usually can be seen in about a couple of hours, as you just drive right along the coast, and then you can indulge in all these amazing palaces, to see a couple of very cool old churches, and of course you can enjoy some really cool restaurants with fresh fish. Otherwise, in case you wish to stay, that is also a great option, as there are some really cool small boutique hotels, and you can simply relax in one of these small beaches, just chill, do nothing and relax. Guys, so Prcanj can also be a great place actually to book an accommodation, as there are about a dozen very cool small boutique hotels that you can enjoy, with some very cool restaurants. Otherwise, you can also book one of these seafront houses, as they have amazing terraces and views from the apartments. The prices would usually be about 50, 60, 70 euros now per night during the summer, and it would be best to book on the Airbnb or booking.com. So Tresorelle Palace is one of the most famous here in Prcanj, as this was a summer residence of one of the wealthiest families from Tivat, Buća family, which I mentioned in my last video, and this palace is one of the most perfect examples of the rich history and heritage from that time. As you see, it's a stunning architecture. Guys, as you see, Prcanj is a very picturesque town with all these stone palaces, nice little cozy churches, and little restaurants right here around the road. And then here you can see such beautiful restaurants right here on the water, and you can only imagine how beautiful is the view when you're enjoying amazing local food, as the fishermen bring fish here and sell it directly to the restaurants, and it is amazing organic and local food. Guys, look at this, how cool is this? It's so beautiful. I simply love such small restaurants with such small amazing details. So guys, here in Prcanj you can also book one of those Kotor Bay tours, as there are many boat owners who are chilling right here around the water, and you can just speak to them directly, and you can also maybe get a good deal for the price, as there are also of course many other travel agents that you can book directly with them or online, but also it's a cool option to have one of these local boat owners to tell you about some stories about Prcanj, and then of course to give you a cool ride around the Kotor Bay. So guys, if you're looking for a chilled and laid-back vacation, Prcanj actually could be a perfect place for you, as it is more quiet than in Kotor. There are amazing seafront stone houses that you can book an apartment at, and then you can just enjoy swimming as well. As I mentioned, there are these little concrete pontas from where you can take a dip and enjoy the swimming in Kotor Bay. Obviously this is not as great as swimming in one of those sandy beaches in Budva, but it is, I think, also a great alternative. It could be nice for families as well, as it is more intimate. You have more space for yourself, and of course the setting of Kotor Bay is amazing, and you can just enjoy more laid-back vacation. And guys, here in Prcanj there is actually quite a stunning and grandiose church on the baroque style, and it sits on this little hill right above the road. And for such tiny place you wouldn't really expect such a huge and monument church. Actually, the church was finished about 100 years ago, and the very interesting fact is that it was being built for over 100 years. It was being built 120 years to be exact, and this is one of the most precious piece of culture and heritage from this area, as it represents the Venetian culture and the Republic. Guys, this church really looks stunning and monumental, and it actually seems like it came straight from Rome, as in Rome I saw such huge churches, and this place is really impressive. It started being built around the end of the 18th century, and it was finished about 110 years ago. When you climb the stairs of this church, you see how this place is humongous and all its grandiosity, as the church sits on a hill, and then such views are right in front of you. Guys, this is simply stunning, and I'm very happy today to share this with you, as this place is one of the most beautiful places I've seen in Kotor Bay. It reminds me a bit of Petra in Jordan. I know it's a strange comparison, but in Petra there are those huge two temples which with such monument facades, and this facades is like one of them. Guys, I'm simply impressed, and I always love coming back to Prcanj to enjoy such beauty, such glorious pasts, and really to admire to the historical heritage of this place. So one of the lesser known facts is that Prcanj is home of Captain Ivo Vizin, who was sailing back in the 19th century, and Captain Ivo Vizin was the first person from this area to basically sail around the whole world. So guys, when I walk the streets of Perast, it seems like really like a little Venice, as you stumble upon such great stone palaces and such amazing churches from that period. This is really amazing to see in such small place, and it is definitely a great little sea village not to miss when you are in Kotor Bay, guys. So let's take a little tour of this church. So guys, from this beautiful courtyard there is a side entrance to the church, so let's check it out. It's very cooler, as this is really beautiful. Guys, this church actually has a museum. It's hidden, and the priest let me to explore the museum. It is currently closed, but I guess if you ask nicely they will let you to see around more, as this is a bigger complex of a church and a museum. Guys, this looks really stunning. Look at this. It's been like this for hundreds of years, and I simply love this museum as it has the naval heritage of Picturesque. This is the famous captain Ivo Vizin, who is native from Prcanj, and he's the one who sailed around the globe in the 19th century. I'm in love with this museum, guys. There are so many new rooms to explore, and this seems to be like a dining room from back in the day. It has a full setup of, from that era, and this reminds me of one of those beautiful European museums. Guys, how cool is this? I do feel a bit overwhelmed, I must say, as I didn't expect to stumble upon such museum today. This was not planned to explore. Beautiful. This naval museum is simply beautiful. There are so many different rooms to discover, from dining rooms, from sitting rooms, and this is simply amazing. So guys, this is the church next to the big one, and you should ask the priest to open the museum for you, as this is not usually open. So in case you wish to explore this museum, this is an absolute gem. And look what I stumbled upon now. These are some medieval shields and swords. I simply feel like I'm exploring like with a time machine. Absolutely amazing. Guys, I'm absolutely in love with this place, as this was completely unexpected, and it's simply overwhelming to stumble upon such museum and so many historic artifacts to explore too, as here we can learn about the orientation tools, and basically these were the ships that were sailing around this area for centuries. There are so many different rooms to explore, and this dining room is very interesting to see as well. Guys, so now I'm entering one of a very unusual room. It has some things that I don't really know what are they for, like this one for example. That seems like a very odd and very advanced and interesting clock. However, this thing is really interesting. I will need to figure out what is it for exactly. This here looks like a map actually of Kotor Bay, as here as a triangle we can see Kotor Old Town, and then a couple of other smaller villages around. Very cool to see, guys, very cool. And then here we have some more things that I will really need to figure out what are they for. And here there's some clay pots. Is this salt or something? Some kind of minerals, some old tools, a saw. Very interesting. I think this is a salt. Yes, this is salt, definitely. And then some tools for I'm not sure what about. I will need to figure out that. And then another interesting machine. This seems something as of a kind of a printing machine or something. That's something I will definitely need to find out, as this room is absolutely beautiful, and I'm in love with this place. I'm very happy that the priest let me through and discovered such treasures of this church and the museum. So this is definitely some kind of old printing tool, as here we have some old papers and then some ink and writing tools. Amazing. Guys, this is truly amazing to see and to share with you. This was a hidden gem even for myself, so I hope, guys, when you visit Prcanj, you will visit this museum too, as I think this is the most beautiful museum here in Kotor Bay. Guys, so now we are in the courtyard of the church, and it is a beautiful courtyard that I showed you just a bit ago. And then there is another chamber to be discovered, and it's called the captain's room. So let's check it out. Wow, guys, this is simply wow. The priest told me not to miss this room, as I would definitely miss it, as there is no any signage, and he showed me to visit it, as it is called captain's room. So this is beautiful set for dining, and then the portraits of some of the most prominent people and captains from this place, and then another beautiful long dining table. And this room is simply stunning. I'm just wowed, and I'm very happy to be able to share this with you guys, as I didn't know this really exists here in Prcanj. Truly amazing jewel and hidden gem. So absolutely you must ask the priest to show you the captain's chamber and to let you explore the museum of the church. Guys, how cool is this? This is unbelievable to discover, and I'm really happy to be able to share this with you. I simply can't get enough of this, and the history really fascinates me, and I'm always happy to learn more, as there is always more to discover, and Prcanj is definitely one of those little places that stuns you with the abundance of history and the richness of the heritage. So guys, let's now continue our tour and visit the house where Ivo Vizin was born. Guys, this is stunning, and I'm very happy to discover such beauty and really a treasure of Kotor Bay and Picturesque, as this church really has a lot to offer. So the chambers that I just visited is this building here. So guys, now we are going to continue our tour and to continue the drive and visit the house where the ship captain Ivo Vizin was born. So guys, this here is another significant house here in Picturesque, as this here is where the ship captain Ivo Vizin was born, and it is an amazing old palace. and it is simply stunning to have such places around here, Boca Bay. The house is actually not turned into museum, so there is no much to see inside, as it is not open for general public, but the museum within the church that I just showed you is really a great example of showcasing the naval heritage and the history from this area. Guys, so as I mentioned, Prcanj is definitely, I would say, maybe the most underrated and undiscovered town here in Boca Bay, as most people know and visit Kotor and Picturesque. So definitely, if you have a couple of hours, I think the best way is to take a bike from Kotor and then to bike for about 5 or 6 kilometers, and then another couple of kilometers through the town of Prcanj, as you will discover the most of highlights that I showed, and of course there are dozens of picturesque restaurants and cafes along the coast. So it is definitely a town not to be missed, and I would recommend it to everyone to visit when they explore Montenegro and Boca Bay. Guys, there are some really cool and small swimming places, such as this one, for example. This is one of those small beaches that can be found around the bay, and there are a couple of these here around Prcanj. So it's really cool to swim here as well and to enjoy a day, and perhaps as I mentioned, Prcanj could be your place of accommodation, and it is quiet, it is perfect for families as well. So perhaps not only for a couple of hours, but you could spend a couple of days here as well and uncover the beauty and the calmness of this area. So guys, if you book accommodation in one of these small houses here right around the road, you get to have your little private piece of heaven. As you see here, it's very cozy. You have your own part of the sea and part of the beach, and it is amazing to chill and relax in such setting. Guys, that would be pretty much all about Prcanj's highlights. I hope you liked the video, and Prcanj is now on your to-do and visit list when exploring Boca Bay and Montenegro. Guys, in case you need more inspiration about Montenegro, check out my other videos, as I'm highlighting you the most beautiful and also some secluded areas to explore. In case you have any questions, let me know in the comments, of course, and of course your feedback is really appreciated, and subscribe to keep the channel growing, and I will see you next week, guys. Thank you for watching.